my way whenever it suits them and will be in the misery. So the best way to change is to capture the institutions of power, which is through political means, because politicians defines our reality. Politicians define our reality, define our life, define everything around us, and we cannot uh, expect them to, or we cannot expect to change our lives by asking them, but we should be able to also take charge of the matters that define our reality. That's why we are coming with the African Continental Unity Party, which is literally the voice of the masses. The voice of the masses is not a voice of the elites. We have listened to the elites for a long time. So this is the voice of the masses. So we are happy to be here. Before I say something about ACUP, I want to say I want to encourage everybody in this forum to understand that UFC uh, is a revolutionary agenda in terms of economic and finance management for us as African people. We must realize that the world is changing drastically. We have come from a world that was relying on uh, sometimes slavery to produce economy, and recently the economic development of the world relied on exploitation of the land, uh, exploitation of oil, as we're speaking now. And we are heading towards a period where the economy of the world will be relying on the knowledge, production of knowledge. And UFC is a purely African demonstration of that aspect of production of knowledge through which we can build our economic base. And therefore, every one of us here should have, if you haven't been able to open an account as yet, please take this seriously, especially when it is championed by African people. You know, Bitcoins started just like a joke, and today we know what it's worth, including other coins that came after that. So UFC is our voice, our alternative as African people. We can make it successful. We can also fight against it. In most cases, we are inclined to neglect what comes from our own mind, but we are in a different time where we need to give value to what is created by our own mind, because that is the only way we'll make Africa successful. Now, thank you very much again, and I hope each one of us here will be able to utilize UFC actively and to make it successful, as it is making us also successful in terms of our investments. So we are glad to announce that ACUP, for those who have known us for a while now, ACUP has secured its certificates or is licensed to operate as a political party in Ghana, which is a great achievement after 3 years of hard work. ACUP has finally been granted that license to work as a political party in Ghana. Of course, it's a provisional license on which we are building. More efforts is being developed to secure our final license that will take us into the electoral competition to seize the political power and to change things for the better of our lives as African masses. Now, you may wonder then, what is ACUP and what does it come to do then with all these political parties that we have in Africa today? We must understand that the challenge of Africa today is a challenge of liberation, or I should say, a challenge of people who are oppressed and who are seeking for the liberation. Even though we're talking for development, we're talking for modernization, we're talking about all these ideas that have come from the West. The problem today is first and foremost liberation. We must liberate ourselves firstly, then other things will put themselves into the line. As Kwame Nkrumah said himself, that we must seek first the political kingdom, and other things will be added on to that. So ACUP is seeking about, first of all, liberation of Africa, and not just liberation, but to reposition Africa as a global power base, because power is the essence of life. And what we are doing right here with the UFC is to create our own power. Look at Russia, sanctioned by the United States because it's depending on the United States institutions such as SWIFT to do transactions. What makes African countries afraid today is simply because they are they cannot stand the sanctions of the United States and the allies. So that means we are depending on the powers of the United States. So it is time to build our own power and to make Africa a global power base. That is what ACUP is there. When we have built the power, we'll be able to use our natural resources, our mineral resources. We'll be able to use everything that we have as African people to enhance our lives and to make our lives better. So we are suffering today for lack of power, simply. So ACP is about to rebuild Africa as a global power base. And we do that by organizing ourselves, by destroying the structures built by the colonialists at the Berlin Conference. One thing that keeps us weak and powerless is because we have been operating under the guidelines of our oppressors. Since the Berlin Conference, they structured us as a Ghanaian, as Nigerian, as Zambian, as Togolese, Congolese, all those stuff created by their minds. So ACP is coming to redesign the structure of Africa by creating a political system that is not just based on ethnicity, that is not just based on micro tribalism, something like that, but that is based on all of us as African people and on our common struggle, which is to gain our liberation and to build our power base, which will allow us to use our resources to look after ourselves, to feed ourselves, to do everything by ourselves, as the rest of the people of the world is doing. So that's our main vision. And our mission is to train and create a new class of leaders around the continent with common vision. And then these leaders will push them into the leadership position in our countries so that they can lead Africa in a different direction from where we are today. Because what we are doing today, we want to imitate our oppressors. If you were enslaved and colonized by French, you want to do as French. If you were enslaved and colonized by Britain, you want to do like British. So it is time that we begin to do as Africans. But we cannot do as Africans if we are not yet destroyed the structures of colonialism erected on Africa by those who oppressed us, which is to move beyond the colonial borders and embrace an agenda that unites us as African people so that we can be able to implement our vision of pan-Africanism and take Africa in a completely different direction. That is the mission that we have. That is why we have a Pan-African school through which we are training new leaders that will take charge of Africa from tomorrow. So these are the main agendas of ACUP, the vision and the mission. So ACUP, to conclude, I would say that ACUP is not something new. ACUP is the continuation of the struggle of Marcus Garvey, of Kwame Nkrumah, of Thomas Sankara, Lumumba, and all these people that we know that have fought for the liberation and emancipation of Africa. And the reason why they were fought against by the imperialism, it's simply because they were working on the agenda that was able to shake the foundation of imperialism and colonialism and re-establish Africa as a global power base. Kwame Nkrumah tried it in Addis Ababa in 1963 when he was betrayed by some sellouts in Africa and some forces in France and in America. And we know what happened to Kwame Nkrumah. So we are today trying to do the same thing because it's what is supposed to be done. Since it has been fought against, it means it is what is good for us as African people. So it's not something new. It's the continuation of that struggle for our liberation and emancipation. And what we have done just today, we have tried to adjust it to the predicament of our time to make sure that we succeed in our generation and lay the foundation for our children to build Africa that is strong, Africa that is prosperous, Africa that is powerful, and that Africa that is at the center of global paradigm, because Africa has what it takes to be there. And this as we know, we have some people around here who are coming from maybe or from Asia, India. It is a struggle that is common to all of us to fight against imperialism and make sure that our lives as masters of the world, our lives matter, and our voice is listenable and is powerful. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. If there are questions, we are happy to answer them. But for the sake of time, this is what we can say to regarding the African Continental Unity Party and its vision and mission. Thank you very much. I render the mic to the moderator.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving us a overview of what ACUP is all about. Please, is there any sites where people can read about ACUP? You have an insight for that?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
We have an ideology that we have produced that can explain more about the ACUP more in details, the idea behind it, what motivated us, and where we are going with it. So that book can be inquired from our website, which is the 3w.africanacup.org. So I should repeat, www.africanacup.org, africanacup.org, obviously, org, which is ORG, sorry. So I should repeat again, www.africanacup.org. So just to add one thing there, as I said, in Ghana, we have secured our registration. We are currently working to get the final registration because what we have is a provisional registration. So there's a lot to be done in order to secure the final registration in terms of logistic, finance, and also resources. So should you be willing, please support us. If you can go to the website, as I've said, to support us. If you have a place that we can use as an office, because we have a high demand of office currently to comply with the law of Electoral Commission in Ghana, please kindly offer us a space that we can use as office. If yourself, you are a Ghanaian and registered voter, you want to be one of our representatives in all these regions, please, reach out to us so that obviously we can speak and see how we can represent the party in your region and allow us to secure our final registration. So we need a lot of support, financial, logistic, and intellectual as well. So thank you very much. Should you have another question, please feel free to ask.
Okay, thank you so much. So at this point, I don't have any questions, but in case I will direct them to you if anyone have any questions. Thank you for coming. Okay.
Thank you very much, King. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Yes, I hope we all enjoyed that. This is what ACUP is all about. And as we all let you know that UFC is not just here to joke around. UFC is not just like any other cryptocurrency you already see. UFC is a cryptocurrency. In fact, it's a digital currency. The reason why it's crypto is because it is on a blockchain, right? That is why we call it crypto, right? But in reality, UFC is a digital currency, a currency that is designed to be different from every other currency. As we strive to change our various countries, no matter where you are from in the world, as we strive to make things better, whether you are from Africa, you are from Europe, you are from America, any part of the continent you are from, if you have that desire to change things all over the world, you cannot remove money from the system, because money carries that power. People become hungry for power because of money. People don't want to step down from office because of money. So money is as powerful as anything. that you can think of powerful, right? So we need to change the currencies that we have got now worldwide. These currencies are being controlled by a set of few people all over the world. Just few. Every single currency all over the world is being controlled by a set of few. And here in Africa, where we are from, many of our countries don't even print their own currency. And they don't even have that power. Not like they are not financially able to print their own currency, but the power to do that have been taken away from them. Only set of few people being manipulating the whole system. So you can see, if we need to change Africa, we need to change the currency. We need to look for a currency that have that power, that cannot be manipulated, that no one can test any country to reduce their currency value because of their own personal gain, And UFC stands at that point now, that you can, okay, this currency, no one can manipulate it, just like every other currency. Even your dollars can be manipulated, your naira can be manipulated, your euros can be manipulated. Few sets of people can manipulate their money. Now, every single one of us here, many of us might be into cryptocurrency, and we like to have Bitcoin and all the rest of them of other other cryptocurrencies. You all know that these currencies can be manipulated. For example, I have huge amount of money, like $1 million. I buy Bitcoin. When I buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin starts to shoot up. So other people who are scared to buy when it's green, when it's red, start buying when it's green. They may go for me buying a Bitcoin for $1 million is to make sure that people are buying. And I can also promote it and say, hey guys, Bitcoin is going up. Then people start buying Bitcoin. Then it increases in value. When I am satisfied with the value it is, maybe when my $1 million is now $3 million, I take out my money. Immediately, Bitcoin goes down. Bitcoin depreciates in value, and every human who bought at that price now loses money. So you have to wait for ages for Bitcoin to rise again before you can be able to take out your money. Some people up to today are still waiting for Bitcoin to get to a certain level, maybe 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, because they bought it at that price. And now Bitcoin is at 30,000 to 31,000. For the past 5 days now, it has been there. Okay. And someone bought Bitcoin at 40,000. That person is at lost. And UFC does not do that. When you buy UFC, you have peace of mind, because UFC does not depreciate in value. When you have UFC, you have peace of mind, because no one can enter any system and manipulate it. When you buy UFC, you have peace of mind, because no matter how rich you are, no amount of money you can pump into UFC that will make sure the price goes up, then you cash out and make the price crash. It's not possible. When it comes to UFC, you don't print anyhow, just like the way other countries print money. The government prints money. You can go to America, they print trillions of dollars. During Corona, they print trillions of dollars. They are one of the reasons why we are having so much economical problem all over the world today, because they print so much paper, dashing it out, and the money become useless. There is no scarcity at some point. Make money useless. So when it comes to UFC, we here have sat down to make sure strategically UFC seal all their loopholes. Every single loophole has been sealed. That is why if you are a business owner, that is why if you are in any organization, anything you do, UFC is the best for whatever you are into. You will always have peace of mind that you have been looking for. You will always be free from manipulations. You will always be free from volatility. When things are not going right in every other economical world, UFC is free from that. What makes UFC so unique is UFC is not linked, right? No, I won't use links. It's not backed by a dollar like every other currency does. If you go to most countries here in Africa, if you go to most countries, it comes to most countries in Africa, every of their reserve currency is in dollars. So if anything happens to a dollar, automatically that country shuts down. So when you have problems, you can have access to your reserve currency. You won't be able to have access to your reserve currency. So that is bad. Some countries have gold, they have diamonds and whatever, but they can't even back that to their currency, since some few people who are on top are in charge. That is why we are glad that our knowledge has come to give us technology that will be able to solve these problems. You see people protesting all over the world. I keep saying this. Not too long ago, you see nurses in the UK are protesting. People are losing jobs in America because they depend on that paper money. What is money? Money is not paper. If you are here today and you don't know the beginning of money, you should go learn what money is all about. Money is not paper. Money is not metal. Money is simply an agreement. If we come together to agree, this should be our money, that is our money. So we have been born to see paper as our money. Doesn't mean that is the end. Doesn't mean it has to be like that. With technology that we have got today, we can agree that UFC should be our currency, and that is it. One good thing about this is it is decentralized, which gives us the upper hand over every single thing. Here in UF ecosystem, we make sure that everything we do is on point. We don't want anyone to have issues. We don't want anyone to have losses. We always make sure we care about humans. That is why human is the one backing UFC. You are the abundance. As a human being, you, a single person, is the abundance, because what don't you have? Is it land? Is it cars? Is it knowledge? You have so much in you that can produce whatever it is. So you should be the currency. You should be the money. So that is why UFC is backed by you, not by just common stuff. You have a house, you accept UFC, valuable. You have a car, you accept UFC, valuable. You have any, name them. Name them. So human is more valuable than anything. Human is more valuable than gold. Human is more valuable than diamond. Who gave gold price? You. Who gave cars prices? You. Anything that has a price today never woke up in the money and say, yes, oh, I'm Ferrari, I am $55 trillion. It doesn't work that way. Someone created a Ferrari and said, man, this is awesome. Yes, you are so valuable to me. So your price tag is $55 trillion. Human gave that value, not the thing giving itself value. That is why you give UFC value. That makes UFC much, 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 much more better than every other currency. That is why UFC will never depreciate in value. No, sometimes people feel like, oh, okay, you see, why is UFC why is UFC not depreciating? Every other currencies depreciate. That is how it ought to be. I ask them, the money that depreciates in value, did they create itself and start depreciating in value? And say, okay, I've created myself, I have to go up and come down. No. Human, if you are creating a car, you tell the car what to do. If you are creating a robot, you tell the robot what to do. If you are creating a website, it's what you want the website to do. That is what it does. So people create money and tell the money what to do. So money does not just fly from somewhere spiritual place and say, okay, I'm money, I have to go up and come down. No, somebody developed it. That is why we have got this knowledge today to say it doesn't have to be up and down stuff. It doesn't have to always go up and come down. Why can't we change this system? This system has caused a lot of damage. I have heard a lot of people who have committed suicide because of downfall of Bitcoin. I have known a lot of people who committed suicide. I have seen them, I've seen news. A lot of people who committed suicide because Doge disappointed them. I know a lot of you are here today who bought certain currencies at a high value, and today it is nothing. I mean, zero in your wallet. So we strive to make sure every single thing we are doing in this space is valuable. Even your FMT. If you are here and you are not taking your FMT serious, you should take it serious because it's not a shit coin. Right? It's not a shit coin.